Okay, so this is the last day of 2025 and some weather's coming in. I wonder if it's trying to tell me something. Anyway, I have questions. I have some thoughts too, but I'm just curious about what can I do about what's going on? What can I do to change 2026? Make it better? And what role does art have in that? And so I thought I would kind of talk about it today because I thought it was fitting that if I was just going to step in it and get people angry at me and stuff, I guess this would be the day. But I have confidence that this audience, you, might actually be receptive to these ideas and so forth. So I'm really hoping that you end up using the comments here. Give me some feedback. What are your thoughts? Because we're going to talk about art, its role, and what's going on, and everything. So I am Mark, and this is We Talk Art. Here in the US, we're having some issues. And from what I can tell from the news, it looks like the rest of the world is too. Even though this video is about politics and other things, I'm not going to talk specifically about politics or any specific subject, other than to acknowledge that, well, a lot of us are not getting along right now. And there's a ton of disagreement about just about everything. Yet, I have a lot of friends that span the spectrum of about every issue you can imagine, and somehow we get along and even like each other. This is where I think art comes in. I want to talk about including getting your opinion about the role of art in what's going on today, or as something that can be a positive influence to counter all the forces that are trying to tear us apart right now. I feel like in the past, art has been a huge influence on people and part of the overall commentary about what people faced. Artists would put into images, music, prose, what people were thinking, felt, point out hypocrisy with their side or the other side, or just express things that other sources couldn't express in a way that people understood or resonated with. Despite this, I've always run into a wall when I have tried to put messages into my art, express my opinion or my thoughts, concerns about major issues. I get far more self-conscious about a piece of art with a message than I do about my normal art. Why is this? I feel like it's really hard to put a message into art without sounding preachy or oversimplifying or being antagonistic to the people I'm actually trying to reach. Do you make art with a message? How do you balance your message in your art? Or do you even try? I think another part of making art with a message is finding a place that you can actually show it to get people's attention. Banksy did it the right way. He put it on the street, which was kind of as controversial as his art. But where do we put our art with a message? I feel like if you place your art on social media these days, you get a very wide audience, but in some ways it might be too wide, kind of opening yourself from attacks from the extreme. And if you're too moderate, it might even be the extreme of both sides. You might be able to find a gallery that has like-minded audience, but does art with message really sell in galleries? Let me know what you think about that. Publications might be another option for this, but it kind of restricts what kind of art might be practical. It feels like a lot of publications do political cartoons or documentary work, photography and such. Are there any publications that you can think of that you could put pretty strong art in that has a message? Public installation kind of art might be another opportunity, although I think a lot of communities might restrict art that has a strong message that may be counter to what other people feel. You may be able to find a place to place art like that that is in a like-minded community, but you're kind of speaking to the choir at that point. Places like Burning Man or Bombay Beach might be a place to put that kind of installation art in, and it has a pretty large audience, but it may not be your audience. So where's a good place to show art with a message? If you have any ideas, let me know. One way that I know art can change things is just talking about art. I'm not talking about political art or art with a message or art trying to influence people. I'm just talking about art. Art making, art appreciation, just art. As I've said before, I used to own an art supply store and 2 small galleries. And over many years, I've realized that I can talk about art with anybody across any dimension of humanity. Age, sex, ethnicity, politics, religion, you name it. The interest in art bridges all those gaps, those differences, and even angry divides. Art just is a bridge. Now, I should mention that any kind of passion can do this. It can be the love of the outdoors or music or just about anything. So it's not just art that is the thing, but art, we're all artists here, so art's the thing for us. Many times over the years, I've been in a great conversation about art with someone, and because of something they said or realized it's something they're wearing, I realized we probably don't agree on something, politics or some major issue, and geez, there's so many these days, right? Yet, I've been able to connect with this person because of art. And I think this is a great thing. Not that it gives me an opportunity to try to express my opinion or change their mind or get them to think a different way. More that we now connect as humans on something that we do agree on. And I think this is an important issue. And for the record, I think a major part of the solution to our problem, if there is one, is communicating with each other as humans with understanding, compassion, and an open mind. Art might be that thing to put us in a proper frame of mind to do that. And finally, another way that I think art can help us is just our combined love of art, design, creation, history, etc. When we admire art history by any number of artists, we are finding commonality. Even when we're looking at pieces with messages, discussing politics or war or human suffrage or overcoming adversity or any number of other subjects, we can agree that it's a great piece of art. These artist messages were for a different place, a different time, and a different people, yet we still agree that they are masterpieces. We know we are not being preached to by some long-dead artists, and so we can talk about them, their views, their message, giving us an opportunity to talk with people that we don't necessarily agree with. I think this is really necessary to pull us back from the bad place that most of us are feeling like we're at. I think it is important to remember we're almost never going to agree on everything with everyone. Just that we can usually find something to agree on with just about anyone. And I think that's one of our powers as humans, building connections on what we agree upon. Have you found that art is a common connection? Have you used it to bridge gaps with people? I really want to know what your thoughts are on this subject. Please, to encourage dialogue, be kind, polite, open-minded. This is not about specific ideas, politics, or ideology. It is about how we connect. So light up those comments and tell me what you think. I guess I'll find out how badly I stepped into it, and I hope that you all pull me out should I need it. If you like this content, please consider giving us a subscribe and a like. And let's make this a great 2026 art year. Let's make some art, talk about art, connect over art, bridge our gaps. If you want to see 2 more We Talk Art videos, I'll put 2 more on the screen you can click on right here. If not, go make some art, share some art, talk about art.